People argue nonstop about when Yahushua was crucified. The Friday to Sunday tradition doesn't work. You can't get 3 days and 3 nights from Friday evening to Sunday dawn. That's why skeptics laugh, but the problem isn't the prophecy, it's the calendar. The Dead Sea Scrolls preserved the Qumran priestly calendar. In that calendar, the year always begins on a Wednesday, which means the weekly Sabbaths are locked. Day 7 always falls from Monday evening to Tuesday evening. It never drifts. Now, look at 31 CE. Passover, the 14th of Aviv, landed on Tuesday evening into Wednesday day. That means Monday evening to Tuesday evening was a weekly Sabbath. Tuesday evening to Wednesday evening was Passover itself. Wednesday evening to Thursday evening was the high Sabbath of unleavened bread. And John chapter 19 verse 31 even says that high Sabbath, or that Sabbath, was a high day. That's not the weekly Sabbath. It was the feast Sabbath. The text confirms the calendar. And when you lay this out, suddenly Yahusha's words in Matthew chapter 12 verse 40 make sense. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. It pulses clean, so no contradiction. Now, watch the hours line up exactly with the text. Tuesday night, Passover begins. Yahusha eats with his disciples. That's in Matthew chapter 26, verses 17 to 20. That same night, he prays in Gethsemane. By dawn, he's dragged before Pilate. John chapter 19, verse 14 says, it was about the 6th hour, Roman time. That's about 6 a.m. By the 3rd hour of the Jewish day, Mark chapter 15, verse 25, it was the 3rd hour when they crucified him. That's about 9 a.m. From the 6th to 9th hour in Matthew chapter 27, verse 45 says, now from the 6th hour there was darkness over the land until the 9th hour. That's noon to 3 p.m. 3 full hours of supernatural darkness. Then Matthew chapter 27, verses 46 to 50, about the 9th hour, Yahusha cried out with a loud voice and yielded up his ruach. So that's about 3 p.m. sharp. The exact hour of the evening to mid sacrifice in the temple. While the priests were slaughtering lambs in ritual, the true Lamb of Yahuwah gave his life outside the gates. The exact day, the exact hour, Passover, Aviv 14, on a Wednesday, 31 CE. Prophecy and Torah pulse lock to the minute. And after Yahusha died, about 3 p.m. Wednesday, they had to hurry. Why? Because sundown was coming, and at sundown, Aviv 15 began, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That was a high Sabbath. And John chapter 19, verse 31 says it straight. The Jews, therefore, because it was the preparation that the bodies should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day. For that Sabbath day was a high Sabbath, or a high day, besought Pilate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away. So Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus step in John chapter 19, verse 42. There they laid Yahusha, or there they laid Yahusha. Therefore, because of the Jews, the preparation day for the tomb was nearby. The burial had to happen before sundown Wednesday. That's why Luke chapter 23, verse 54 adds, it was the day of preparation and the Sabbath was beginning. The text doesn't say Friday, it says preparation for the high Sabbath. This is the key. There were back-to-back sacred days that week. Monday evening to Tuesday evening, weekly Sabbath. Tuesday evening to Wednesday evening, the Passover on Aviv 14. Wednesday evening to Thursday evening, the high Sabbath, the first day of unleavened bread. That detail alone destroys the Friday to Sunday idea. Yahusha was in the tomb by Wednesday sunset because the feast Sabbath was about to start. Now, count exactly what Yahusha said himself in Matthew chapter 12, verse 40. 3 days and 3 nights. Wednesday night is night 1. Thursday day is day 1. Thursday night, night 2. Friday day, day 2. Friday night, night 3. Saturday day, day 3. That's 3 days and 3 nights, no broken math, no squeezing. And when did he rise? Not Sunday morning. Matthew chapter 28, verse 1 in the Greek says, now after the Sabbaths, toward the dawn of the first day of the week. Plural, after the Sabbaths. That's the high Sabbath and the weekly Sabbath that had just finished. By the time the women arrive early Sunday, Matthew chapter 28, verse 6 says, he is not there, for he is risen, as he said. He was already gone. That means the resurrection happened as the Sabbath closed. Saturday evening at sunset, the end of the third day. That matches the sign of Jonah exactly. It locks the crucifixion to Wednesday, Aviv 14, 31 CE, about 3 p.m., and the resurrection to Saturday evening, Aviv 17, right around sundown. The church tradition says Friday to Sunday. The scripture says Wednesday to Saturday. One is man's tradition, the other is Yah's pulse, proven down to the hour. Like, follow, and share for more.